Well, as you know, it was a historic victory for taxpayers in the Greater Vancouver area when voters gave a thumping to a referendum proposal to hike the sales tax in the province to give a big, basically a blank check to the local public transit authority called TransLink. And our friend Jordan Bateman at the Taxpayers Federation, he's the BC boss there, along with a small handful of rebels, helped defeat it. You know all that, but Jordan's back because there's an extra chapter to the story, and he joins us now from Vancouver. Jordan, did I sum that up right? Basically, they wanted to hike the GST by 1 point, or the provincial sales tax by 1 point, as a blank check to the government transit system, right? And that's what got the thumping.
Yeah, exactly. It was half a point, and it would have generated about $250 million out of the pockets of overstrapped taxpayers in BC already.
And that went down, what, 62 to 38, if my memory serves correctly?
That's right. It was a landslide, a 24-point victory.
That's incredible, because you guys were outspent, what, 200 to 1. But when you got the truth on your side, that's a powerful equalizer. But Jordan, we haven't brought you back on just to rejoice in your success, although it ought to be done, but to tell people that there is another chapter in the story if they didn't think it was bad enough, and the 62% who voted no. Well, here's another reason that they should feel glad they voted no. Jordan, give us the new news, which it's just a head scratcher. Tell us the new news.
Well, the new news is that, first of all, in the middle of the campaign, TransLink decided to demote their CEO, Ian Jarvis. They're still paying him through July 2016. Last year, he made $480,000.
Oh, my God.
So they got rid of this guy, kept him on, but moved him out of the CEO office. They hired a second CEO named Doug Allen, $35,000 a month.
$35,000 a month. So you got two guys making about $400,000 or $500,000 a year. So not one guy, but now you got two CEOs.
Exactly.
That's like me eating with two forks. You know, don't do that in public. So they got two CEOs making $400,000 or $500,000, and you're saying that they're hiring another one now.
Yeah, now they're looking for the permanent CEO, and the job ad just came out last week. And shockingly, the perks and pay structure is identical to the ones that these former CEOs got. Even though we just went through this whole debate. See, even though even people on the yes side are demanding that they cut the pay of the CEO.
You know, by the way, I believe that corporate CEOs ought to be able to earn, well, unlimited. I mean, if they deliver that kind of value. I don't think anyone begrudges the late Steve Jobs for being a billionaire. People loved what he gave the world. But when you are running a government monopoly, a public utility, you're not Steve Jobs. When you forcibly take money from your customers because you've got a government monopoly, that ain't being an entrepreneur. That's what drives me crazy about these public sector unionized workers or the non-unionized managers pretending they're some way comparable to a Steve Jobs. They're not, but they like to get paid that way, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And then so they'll compare themselves, to big corporations, oh, well, Coca-Cola's CEO makes $10 million a year, we're a bargain, which of course is just absolute nonsense. Ezra, the perks, though, of this job are the ones that I've just got to tell you about.
Tell me about them.
Okay, well, first of all, they're eligible for up to a 30% bonus. So just, because you do your job well, we'll cut you another check for 30% more.
That's six figures. That's $100,000 right there.
$100,000 more right there.
Unbelievable. And tell me some more.
Okay, then they have what's called a transportation allowance.
I thought these guys were supposed to take the bus.
Exactly. $4,000 for a car.
How much?
$14,500 a year for a car.
I thought they were supposed to get out of the cars. You know what? That's the thing that drives me extra crazy. All these public transit, evangelists, none of them take the bus themselves. I remember in Toronto, when Jack Layton would have his limo, he would drive to within a couple blocks of the event, take the bicycle out of the trunk and bike the last 2 blocks. Ta-da, I love biking. Here's a guy running a transit authority and he's getting $14,000 a year for a car. Unbelievable. Give me some more.
That especially drives the riders nuts, and rightfully so. He also gets a $2,500 a year wellness allowance. This is so he can, or she can be, physically fit and happy and mentally stable, I suppose. One wonders why $468,000 a year wouldn't be enough to get that done.
Yeah, if $400,000 is not going to make someone happy, $402,000 ain't going to help. Give me some more.
Exactly. They get, I think it's 12 $1,200 a year for parking. So they get a parking stall at their shiny new headquarters.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice. So all of these put together, the last guy ended up getting paid $480,000 last year.
What's the Prime Minister make? You probably know that stat off the top of your head. It's about 200.
I think it's 300. I think it's 300 now.
So the Prime Minister of Canada, 35 million people. He's got the army. He's got pipelines, highways, currency. He makes less than the president of TransLink. That's incredible.
Yes, the premier makes $170,000 a year in British Columbia. Manages a $45 billion a year budget. She gets by on 170. This guy gets 480.
Now let me ask you this. TransLink, that's the name of this government public transit monstrosity. They got thumped by taxpayers because of your efforts and our friend Hamish Marshall. This obviously turned off a big tap to them. They were, 0.5% on your provincial sales tax, your HST. That might not sound like a lot, but as you point out, that's hundreds of millions of dollars a year. You take that kind of dough out of a budget, or not that they had it, that they were sort of hoping for it. Are they making other cuts? I guess what I'm getting at here, Jordan, is to keep their CEO in this gold-plated lifestyle to which they have become accustomed. Are they making other cuts, reducing, for example, services to taxpayers, just to make sure that they keep this king's ransom available to their CEO?
Yeah, it's still early days, but apparently they are planning to move buses off lesser used routes, move them to higher used routes. There is some talk of efficiencies, although we're pushing for a full independent core review of what TransLink does. They've actually let go of 3 of their 4 top executives, which is great because it gives you the opportunity to go in and reset the whole salary structure for the corporation. Unfortunately, the TransLink board sounds like they just want to go with what got them this far, keep overpaying the market and keep overpaying these employees who really aren't doing that phenomenal a job.
Jordan, I got to tell you, and I hope you don't think lesser of me, I think I might throw my own application into the mix. I sound good at what they're looking for. I can spend $400,000 a year if they give me the chance. I am very good at parking. So the $1,200 a year for parking. I have a crummy old car. I could use the $14,000. So all the qualities they're looking for in a leader, I think I'm a fit. Jordan, great to talk to you. Thanks, and keep an eye on those guys. It sounds like even though they lost, they're still partying like they won.
Yeah, we're going to make sure we hold them to account for all the promises they made and all the things that the taxpayers voted for.
Right on, folks. Go to taxpayers.com. Is that right? With an S at the end? Taxpayers?
No S. No S.
Right on. And chip in, because these folks don't get any government money. That's why they're so honest. For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.